So hey guys, what's up? This is Ezekiel, and welcome to the next episode of the Battle Cats Evolution Series videos. Yeah, so in the last video we talked about the Archer Cat, the Cator Cat, the Cupid Cat, whatever you want to call it, and so today, just because it was part of the new update that came out, I think yesterday or something like that, we're going to be moving on to the Sports Day Cat, just because he got a brand new evolution that, or not evolution, sir, I'm thinking about like Pokemon right now, brand new true form that a lot of people are talking about just because it's kind of funny, but in a good way. Not so much in a bad way as people like to put it, but in a good way, as I'll explain later on. So, as you may or may not know, the Sports Day Cat is a particular cat that you can get on the event during either the springtime or the fall time. Like, the Battle Cats people, the Opponents people, have been, like, just putting out the events kind of randomly now, which is kind of strange, but not going to judge them. But, think of it as, essentially, a tank cat that's a lot more expensive and has a lot less HP, and it also takes longer to actually deploy it during the battle sequence. So yeah, just a really brief description of what this guy is and probably why a lot of people hate it. Anyways, getting on to the unit info right here. The power of 3 cats and 1 tank cat. See, that sounds pretty good, but sadly the stats of said 3 cats and a tank cat don't actually add up together to make, you know, whatever the math leads it to be. These cats love Sports Day and always strive to be the top team area attack. And yep, that's the only ability. So yeah, like, it's interesting because it's sort of like the, what is it? It's kind of like, oh wait, does the Sumo Cat even have air attack? I don't think so. Let me just check real quick, because I want to get don't want to get the facts wrong here. But basically, it's like the Tank Cat, but it actually does have, wait, the Tank Cat also has air damage, does it not? Hold on. I feel like I should know this stuff, but I don't. Does this? It does. Oh, never mind. So, yeah, it's actually exactly like, so this is me, like, just derping out right here, but, the Sports Day Cat is pretty much just like the Tank Cat. It does have air attack, which is surprising, and yet it still has, like, abysmal stats, and just ridiculously, it's, like, almost double, and just plus 75 more of the price of the Tank Cat. Anyways, just to say that it's pretty bad. That's what I'm trying to say right here. Moving on to the next evolution, though, the Kidnapper Cats. So, the power of 3 cats and 1 tank cat. Though an effective team, the tank cat is the victim, apparently. So, I guess you kind of have the, you know, they were working together, just like friendship and teamwork and all that stuff. And then suddenly they're just like, hey, let's just tie up the tank cat and kind of like toss him somewhere, because that's totally what they're going to do right now. Like, they're kind of just carrying him. Where are they taking him? Because when they die, then, you know, they all kind of just die together. I don't know, it's just weird logic that I guess we shouldn't really get too much into. So, it still has the same air attack. Nothing really different there, but the one that's really interesting right here, though, is this guy, which is the Rampage Cats. So no one wanted to pay the ransom, so they just made the tank into a banner for a victory. Morally ambiguous efficiency right there. So yeah, you see, like, they weren't bad. They're going to sell him, apparently, which is what I guess they were trying to do for the second evolution. And then they're just like, you know what? Let's not do that. Let's just turn him into a freaking flag and then get back into the game as the team that we should have been all along. Pretty snazzy right there. So the only difference between the first 2 forms and the true form is that it has no stat increases in any way, no HP gains, no attack gains, but what does change is that its attack range, if I can speak, its attack range pretty much doubles or increases by a lot, and the time it takes for each attack to land on the enemies essentially doubles in time. So it's kind of weird to even consider this to be like really a true form of the first form. It sort of just turns this cat into like a, you know, a really terrible meatshield into like a really bad Archer Cat, essentially. But at least for the Archer Cat, like, the attack and the HP stats did increase, so, you know, you got to give credit to them. So yeah, the Rampage Cat is pretty much terrible, but you know, there's only one real way to find out, and that is to actually use it in a particular scenario. So instead of showing off the Sports Cat, like, you know, again, it's pretty much just like a tank cat, but with, like, you know, worse stats and more expensive to like deploy. So I'm just gonna go right ahead and use just the Rampage Cat for this instance, and why not to go through the Sports Day Awakens and do the exact same stage that we did to get the cat in the first place. So yeah, I probably should I'll briefly go over the cast that I'm using. So it's a pretty standard team. I'm not going to use the, I know that you can use 2 other Ubers instead of these ones, but I just prefer these guys just because they're really, really good. Obviously, you have Make Aphrodite for the range, and you got Vars, or God Emperor Vars, mind you, for the black enemies, and then everyone else is just like standard, you know, Paris Cat, the dragons, meatshield, and of course the Rampage Cat, because we're gonna show him off very, very soon. So yeah, without further ado, let's just get into the freaking battle right here. 150, sure. See, this is why it's always good to have a lot of energy for these you know, scenarios right here. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, this part might be a little bit boring just because, like, I'm gonna try to build up my cat tits max. Like, again, this, like, you know, it's an insane stage. Let's try to be serious or mildly serious and not actually lose. So, let's see. And this is what it looks like too in battle, which is pretty cool, not gonna lie. But who's gonna win? You can see that the enemy actually has a much better range versus the troop form, which is kind of funny too. I never really thought about this too much, but whenever you're doing like stages for the battle cats, when you're trying to get like the awakened form for new cats and stuff, they always seem to make the actual true cats, the one that you're fighting anyways, you know, in stages like this, they make it so that they seem so much better than what they actually are, like when you use them for yourself. Like, for instance, why is it that the enemy cat has, like, even more range and supposedly attack power and HP? Like, the health makes sense, but, like, the range, come on, you can't do that. Has faster range, faster attack speed. It just makes this cat look really good versus what it actually is like when you legitimately use it. So you can see that the Eraser Cats, you know, the Maniac Eraser Cats are doing much better than just these guys right here. In fact, I'll send like 2 of them at the same time. I know it's kind of biased, so it might not be super accurate, but let's just say, okay, yeah, so let's just say the first Eraser Cat took like 2 more hits versus that guy right there, okay? I'm just trying to compare, like, to see, like, which is actually worse, because it looks like they're about the same. I really can't tell. Okay, I'm gonna have to send you first, just to get this accurate, and then try to time this right. And okay, so both of them should be hit at the same time. Okay, so this is the test right here. I'll know for sure which one's actually stronger. Oh, I should take into account that he is getting knocked back, so it is essentially, so the Razor Cat is getting hit more so than he is. Okay, I guess that makes sense. And they die at the same time. Okay, so it's safe to assume then, it's safe to guess that the Maniac Eraser Cat does have a lot more HP versus the Rampage Cat, because we just, like, showed that. Because, like, well, I don't have to explain it, really. You saw it for yourselves. Like, he got hit more, and then, you know, versus the Rampage Cat. Anyways, aside the point, I don't know, it's questionable. Like, I can think of only 2 scenarios where the Rampage Cat would actually be, you know, somewhat useful. If you're fighting either Cory, like any version of Cory, like whether that's regular Cory, red Cory, black Cory, or alien Cory, as I've heard apparently exists, or if you're fighting the Toucan, then the Rampage Cat actually does have a slight advantage. Because how does it go again? Yeah, because it attacks from a slight distance. If there's something else that happens to push the Rampage Cat away, then the Toucan or Cory would actually miss their attack, essentially getting rid of the wave attack. So I know I'm talking about, like, a lot of technical stuff right here all of a sudden, but you know, for all you long-time Battle Cats fans, you know exactly what I'm referring to. But anyways, I think now we're gonna start getting serious, and we're gonna still use the Rampage Cat, of course, just because, you know, why not? But we're gonna actually start spamming, like, the real cats, like the legit cats, to win this fight. Alright, and if I recall, yeah, so once you beat this particular, like, the enemy Rampage Cat, then you get to the base. They're gonna send out the black Gories, as well as a bunch more of the Rampage Cats. And honestly, like, you know, this level is not that bad, as long as you have, like, an Uber or some kind of unit that can attack from a really long distance. In this case, I have these 2 guys right here, my 2 Ubers. Then it's really not that bad, in all honesty. And if you can just, like, spam the dragons, which I actually tried to do right there, if you can spam them correctly, then you should be good as well. Alright, so now it's just a matter of, like, beating these guys to death right here. One thing to note, though, which is kind of cool, like, I'm gonna admit, is that when you're spamming the Rampage Cats, because there's 3 cats, like, just regular cats, like, within them per unit, if that makes sense, then it sort of looks like you're sending, like, an entire freaking army of cats, which is, like, it's kind of fascinating to watch, really, not gonna lie. But alas, even though there's a lot of cats on the field right now, because of the Rampage Cats, like, it makes it look like that's the case. Sadly, the stats, again, like, just not that great, not that great. If I remember, I think its attack power is, like, 500 or something, which is, like, it's really sad. Like, I'm pretty sure just, like, most really bad cats have, like, you know, at least over 1,000 attack power. You know, well, aside from meat shields, like, meat shields, they're meat shields, so obviously their attack power doesn't really matter, as long as, like, they're cheap, and you can spam them pretty easily. Regardless, I think we're doing pretty well. It shouldn't be too long now. Yeah, because we got like the one shot right there. So, I'll admit though, the enemy Rampage Cat does have a little bit more HP than I expected. Like, you know, it's nothing like it's not like the Maniac Eraser Cat or like the freaking Maniac Jamera Cat for any matters. But you know, I'm surprised they're, you know, kind of strong in terms of HP. Their attack is like just annoying because the range and ridiculous attack power. They really gotta. Like, if they're gonna make these stages, they should at least kind of nerf the true forms. I feel just because, like, you know, you work so hard and then get so little out of it. Sometimes, because some true forms just aren't that good. But anyways, I think we're pretty much done here. Yeah, just gonna, like, you know, send out another Mega Frodo because why not? And what? Oh, they killed Vars. I did not even notice that. That's what happens when you commentate and you just like. You're playing the game and then you're talking at the same time and you don't even know what's happening half the time because like you're so concentrated and like talking about stuff. But should be not too long now, not too long, because like the last Rampage Cat is over there and he should die soon. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, they're all gone, so we can pretty much win this. But yeah, that's essentially the Rampage Cat. You know, not really good. Don't really recommend getting it unless, you know, you're like me and you like collecting cats. Then, you know, for sure go for it. But I wouldn't recommend wasting any of your experience points actually upgrading it further. So you get the Sports Day Cat to level 20, and then it evolves into its Rampage form, true form, which is the Rampage Cat. Mixing up the words again. But you know, it shouldn't be too bad. Shouldn't be too bad. Anyways, guys, that's pretty much going to be it for this video. If you enjoyed it, then hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for more Battle Cats videos in the future. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Woo!